My name is Baby Ruth Villarama. I'm a film director of a documentary film, Sunday Beauty Queen. It's a North American premiere, oh no, it's a Canadian premiere of Sunday Beauty Queen here.
Why do you have the idea to produce this Sunday Beauty Queen?
I think it's about time that the world see Filipinos, in a different light. Filipinos are known to work in different sectors around the world as migrant workers, and we usually overlook them. The world don't really pay attention to the contribution of the Filipinos, and we decided to make this film to somehow promote compassion, equality, and see migration, see the importance of migration in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, when we discovered the Filipino workers in Hong Kong mounting this beauty pageant to support each other, we realized it's a modern-day Cinderella story that has to be told.
Filipino working in Hong Kong is very common now. I think they are in 10,000 or more than that.
190,000 documented.
So some have been in Hong Kong for a very long time. They keep renewing their contracts. But as native Filipino, that they have to go outside their original country and work overseas. What are their feelings?
Yeah, it's the situation of migration in the Philippines. It's emotionally messy in a sense that they leave their families behind, and families is a basic unit of society. And this distance, that's keeping them away from each other, it has its effect back home, and it's very hard to qualify or even quantify, the impact that this has been causing the country. But these Filipino workers, they have become economic warriors for the country, and also as considered as heroes back home, because they're really sending about $30 billion per year to support the Philippine economy. So it's really a major sacrifice for them to leave their families, of course, to be able to support them, and at the same time the irony of being able to also support the country in the big picture. This is what's happening in my country, and also the contribution of the Filipinos as overseas Filipino workers.
As overseas workers in Hong Kong, are they being protected or any discriminations in Hong Kong?
When there is a difference in the social class and the gap between the rich and poor, boss-employee relationship, this entire capitalism structure of this world, it's really creating that inequality, and it's exposing a lot of people to abuses and unprotected situation. So yeah, it's quite common, but we can always see that they're also good employers. That's why in the film we want to highlight, the ideal of what's supposed to be. Just because they are working for your family does not give them the right to treat them badly. So yeah, we try to present a different angle in the film that somehow can promote more understanding with each other.
What are their lifestyles in Hong Kong?
Most of the overseas Filipino workers in Hong Kong, they work Monday to Saturday, almost for 24 hours. So it's only Sunday that they are given a day off. They say that in Hong Kong it's still ideal, because in countries like Singapore, Malaysia, their governments do not require their employers to give their workers a day off. So some workers work Monday to Sunday, non-stop. So in Hong Kong, they only have Sunday to look after themselves and to see other Filipinos. So if you go to the central station in Hong Kong, you will see them all spread out there, and that's the only time where they can able to be themselves and talk to their families back home.
So what are their jobs in Hong Kong?
Most of them are working in homes. If you're a domestic, yeah, there are 190,000 the overseas Filipino domestic helpers in Hong Kong. So most of these women work in homes, and there are also small numbers of professionals, like they work as teachers, they work as newscaster even, and but most of them are working in homes.
So Sunday is the only day off they have.
Yes, Sunday is the only day off them. It's really a Cinderella.
What do they do on Sunday?
So different types. I mean, it depends on them. But we discovered this group of Filipinos who decided to organize a beauty pageant like no other in the world, because they use this charity event to support shelter homes built by them and built by some Filipinos as well, to give something, to give protection to those who got terminated from their jobs. Yeah, so it's
it's a charity.
It's a cycle. Yeah, it's a cycle of supporting each other. That's why they organize this beauty pageant, and it's also entertaining because you get to see the culture of the Filipino and how they interact with each other, their weaknesses, their strength, their dreams and hopes, and along the way we understand better the definition of beauty, equality, and how it feels like to live in a foreign land.
So what are their futures? They keep working in Hong Kong as domestic helpers, or do they have any way to live a better life?
Yeah, in Hong Kong, unfortunately, if your card, if your visa card says that you're a domestic helper, there's no way for you to find a better job, or no way for you to apply for another position. You stay as a domestic helper for as long as you wish. So that's the situation. So that's why hopefully this film can give light to that, and hopefully things will change for the better.
Can they apply for immigration status, or?
No, the only way that they can be part of Hong Kong society officially is if they marry a Hong Kong national. So again, that's also is a complicated situation. If you're a domestic helper, there's no way for you to improve, your immigrant status in Hong Kong. And some, probably because they have nowhere to run, they end up as prostitutes, and they find Hong Kong nationals out of convenience.
So if they lose the contract and they still want to remain in Hong Kong, they do some underground jobs. So.
Right, and the thing is, if you get terminated in Hong Kong, you only have 14 days. Yeah, otherwise you will be deported. So that's a big thing. That's also it's a major blow when I discovered it, because as a Filipino, it's almost impossible for anyone to find a new job within 14 days. And if you can't find a job within 14 days, you get deported.
But when they go back to the Philippines, they can still apply a new job?
Yeah, when they go back to the Philippines, they can still apply for a new job. But the thing is, they have to pay placement fees, training fees, find another recruitment agency, or probably pay the same recruitment agencies that got them in the first place. So it's this cycle of economic abuse that they're experiencing.
So they prefer if they can find a job locally that saves them a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, most of them, if not all of them, would prefer to stay in the Philippines because they have families, they have children growing up.
By themselves? Because the first time that you just mentioned that they have to go through the employment agency, government license, the visa, a lot of things. When they are in Hong Kong, they finish one contract, then they try to get a new employer by themselves, or they still have to go through the same procedure?
Yeah, they don't encourage direct hiring. It's actually under the table to apply for a new employer by themselves, and if the government finds out that the employer hires the worker without undergoing the proper process, then they can get in trouble. But these are happenings because some employers are also feeling they're also concerned to their workers, so they build this certain relationship, like, okay, I know someone who can give you a job, then you can probably you can work for them. But these are all under the table.
Mm-hmm. So how long have been making this production?
Sunday Beauty Queen is a co-production with Tokyo Docs, and we filmed it in a span of 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, so we get to really know the Sunday Beauty Queens, their stories, their struggles, their joy and their pain. So it's a roller coaster of emotions for them and for us, witnessing their lives unfolding.
So before filming the documentary, have you ever been to Hong Kong?
Yes, Hong Kong is a place where it's very near the Philippines. Hong Kong is very near the Philippines, so most of the time, at least once a year, we go there to attend the Hong Kong Film Mart. It's where the biggest film market is every year. So yeah, every March we go there, and that's actually how we discovered the Sunday Beauty Queens. One Sunday afternoon, we decided to walk around the park.
Through this 4 years production process, what do you think you get from this process by yourself? Any inspiration? Anything you want to do in the future?
Well, personally, because my mother also worked as a domestic helper, I never got a chance to meet her. So this film is sort of like, I guess, my coming into terms of my own experience, to be able to understand how it feels like, you know, to make those choices in life, just to be able to give something to one's family. So for me to be able to understand, you know, these domestic helpers and to give them a new sense of respect and to be able to give them the recognition that they deserve, that's priceless for me. But to be able to change policies, you know, with all this, the 14-day rule, the recruitment processing, then I feel if that happens, then this film will serve its purpose, because we're living in a world where people don't really bother to care about other people. I guess because most of us are also dealing with our own issues in life, and hearing sad stories of other people makes us, you know, more sad. So if this film is able to inspire other people and to encourage them that, hey, if your life is bad, you know, other people are trying to make it work for them, that sense of inspiration, that sense of being able to get by, yeah, that's why we decided to keep going and finish this film. Yeah, it took a while, but I think it's very important for us to hear these stories, because the world needs this.
Through your interview, working in Hong Kong, are they happy? Are they feeling happy?
You know, I'm not sure, I mean, I don't want to be biased, but when you're a Filipino, anywhere you go, you try your best to find your small space of happiness, wherever you are. So Filipinos are like that. Even though they're inside a prison, inside, you know, something like a really bad situation, they always try to find a sense of happiness and belonging. So, of course, it's not happy, it's sad because you're away from your loved ones for the past 5 years, 2 years, some 35 years. That's not happy. But for them, yeah, Filipinos always try to find a sense of purpose and happiness, regardless of what situations they are in. So I just want the world to know this.
Last question. Your background. Looks like you're experienced filmmakers.
No, I'm a student of life. My background is journalism. I finished journalism in school in the Philippines, and I also had my postgraduate in the UK. And I'm a foreign correspondent in Manila for some of the organizations that needs help. Like I've worked with Bloomberg, Euronews, National Geographic Channel, and we have a small startup company called Voyage Studios, which really produce independent films with local filmmakers, and also try to find connection with producers in the region to support each other, and also to promote international co-production, because I think that's the future. So Sunday Beauty Queen is an international co-production with Japanese producers Tokyo Docs.
It looks like you got good education, good job. Is it because your mom works in Hong Kong supporting you to get that? Or?
No, she didn't work in Hong Kong. She just happened to work as a domestic helper back home in the Philippines. But yeah, I didn't meet her. I guess it's also, yeah, knowing your background makes you feel that there are certain things that you take into consideration. Because I understand that some people really work hard just to give me good education and yeah, a better life. So that makes me grateful to what I have right now, and I guess this is sort of like my way of giving back.
It's really the last question.
No problem.
Is the economic situation in Philippines is getting better now because because they can find a decent high-paid job. They have overseas to work for the family, right? If they can find a job locally, domestically, they would rather not go live with their loved ones. So it's the economic situation in the Philippines getting better and better now.
We have a new president recently. She just took office last year, or 2016, yeah, last year. And there's still a lot of rooms to improvement because I think, this change, it would take decades for it to be felt. We're talking about 100 million Filipinos living in a very small island. So obviously opportunities are not enough in the country. Although migration is a common thing, not only for Filipinos, but to all parts of the world. But I just hope that for people to migrate because of choice, because of their choice, not because of they don't have a choice, if you know what I mean. So programs are being implemented. I heard that the president will now provide a department specifically for overseas Filipino workers to help them with their needs and provide them support, at least with giving them halfway homes, a shelter in case they get into trouble. So a lot of things still need to be improved, but people are working, and we're sort of contributing to that change, because you cannot just let your people live suffering and just trying to find meaning despite the situation that they're in. I mean, you have to do something. That's really the core of why